Hello everyone, welcome to a JMC special. We are going to be preparing to go out to the second annual One Night Without a Home in Yaktangi Park here in Chillicothe, Ohio. Stay tuned. There'll be a lot of speakers and we'll give you some more insights about the event after the break.
Is what I need around here. And I work with the other neighboring counties, and we've got a pretty good coalition going, and it's been working well. Roscoe does a great job for my guys. They furnish them with free bus passes to help get around town, and it's such a big help to help these guys get to go look for jobs, to go look for homes, and it's just wonderful. Like I say, that's something. And different agencies like United Way, they are the best. Without United Way, we couldn't keep the doors open. And Community Action picks up. We get some other grants. Community Action picks up a lot of slack. But United Way, they're just wonderful. Like I said, without their help and contributions in the whole works, there's no way we can keep the doors open. But we need more than United Way. There's other agencies around town that can dive in and just give a little bit. That's all I ask. It's just give a little here and a little there. That would be great. It would be really great. So it's really wonderful that the job that I picked up. I never thought it would turn out like this. Like as I said earlier, I never thought that I would get so involved the way I have. But I love doing it. A lot of people keep telling me, it's going to come back to you, Greg. It's going to come back your way. Yeah, it already has. It already has. When I see guys that do as well as they do, go out and get jobs, finally get their own place and move on out. That's all I have. This is all I need to see, and that really makes my day. So again, I want to thank everybody that's here for coming out and spread the word. Like I say, we do have a big problem in this county, and we need all the help we can get. Thank you.
In these troubling financial times, we need to take a stand against homelessness, hunger, and domestic violence. What will it take to bring attention to our needs? A homeless person freezing to death? Or another tragedy from domestic violence? Let us come together as a community and support our local agencies that are fighting these atrocities. Thank you and God bless.
People, they need your time. They need somebody to tell them that they're loved, that they're cared for. And we don't need to just do that with our words. Our love needs to be in action. And I want to give Dan an opportunity to come up and just talk to you guys for a minute. He's our treasurer. Okay, okay. All right, well, Lola is actually one of the ladies who's been through our shelter. And, okay, I'm going to take that back. I apologize. Dan, I guess you're up. Dan is, again, he's our treasurer, and I just wanted to give him a minute to talk to you guys.
Well, thanks all of you for coming out tonight. As the treasurer for Daughters of Ruth, I just want to summarize what our current needs are. Unfortunately, at the end of September, we had to close our doors and not accept any new clients into the shelter. The money wasn't there, quite frankly. We've got until the first of the year. We're on a major initiative right now to get folks from our community, businesses, churches, to pledge a monthly amount to support our organization beginning in 2013. For us to operate effectively and efficiently, we need to have $5,000 a month coming in to the organization. That's going to allow us to employ a shelter director and employ a live-in aide at the shelter. The money that we have we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Any money that comes into our organization is 100% tax deductible. We stand right now at about $1,400 a month that's pledged. I spoke with a friend of mine who runs a pretty large nonprofit organization in Florida last night. And I'm very excited that they may donate a very large amount to help the organization, but we need contributors. At 500 people in the community giving $10 a month, we're there. $5,000 is a lot of money, but it's really not a lot of money when you think about the size of our community and the size of this county. So all I ask is, if you're interested in helping Daughters of Ruth, come and see me. I said on the radio interview the other day, blow my phone up. I don't care. It's 740-412-7866. You can text me, call me. I got a phone call today in the middle of Dunham's of someone that heard the radio interview and wanted to donate $20 a month. We need money. I don't like asking for it, but we have to. I need money. No, well, I do need money. The organization, take that off. You don't want to quote that. The organization needs money. We need that kind of commitment each month coming in for 2013 in order for us to reopen our doors January 1 and for us to begin taking in those women and children that desperately need housing. I like to say it like this: from hopelessness and homelessness to housing and hope. And that's what we're about. And I plead with you to have a passion for the women and the children of our community that are homeless, and to give to Daughters of Ruth. Again, my number is 740-412-7866. Call me anytime. Thank you.
Pam have already hit on this is that our mission statement is that we want to mobilize the church, agencies, individuals to come together to meet every need in our county. Together, we can do this. Alone, we can't. And so that is our mission statement. We do many things. Homes of Hope is one of our programs that we do. And it is a 3-month to 1-year program that allows people that go through an interview process, and they need to be highly motivated to get out of their situation. And we take them into our home, and for that amount of time, whatever amount of time they need to get, we help them get a permanent job, permanent housing. We bring mentors around them, counselors, and teach them life skills. So what this program does, it does not put a Band-Aid on the problem. It fixes the problem of that homelessness. We work with Daughters of Ruth. Right now we have one of our clients in our homes that came out of Daughters of Ruth. We work with Elizabeth's Hope. They have a wonderful mentoring program for young mothers and now young dads. So we work with them, and we work with any agency here in the community. Most of these we have worked with. And so homelessness is real. I can take you right now to people living in tents right here in Ross County, and this shouldn't be. But together we can fix this problem right here in Ross County. Why shouldn't we be the county that the United States of America looks at how to solve the problem of homelessness? Thank you.
I'm also with the Roscoe Transportation Program, and with Roscoe we provide bus passes for anyone that's at a shelter to help them get around to agencies, to get assistance, to get job searching done, all of those fun things. With the Continuum of Care, we basically are a group that meets the 4th Thursday of every month at 2 o'clock at the City Transit Building conference room, and we collaborate on ways to end homelessness in our community. We have developed a 10-year plan to end homelessness in our community, and we're hoping to get there before the 10 years. I mean, that would be amazing. But we do discuss different ways that we can help with housing, bring housing to our community, and other needs that are there. One of the big things that we do every year is a point in time count. It happens in January. It's usually the 4th Tuesday of January, where we begin counting at about, is it me that's doing that? Does it make me sound like I'm singing? Is that me? How do I get to stop doing that? It's because I'm getting ready to sing to you guys, apparently. So, on the 4th Tuesday of January, every year, we do a point in time count. It begins at midnight and it goes all the way to 11:59 the next day. We go out into the community and we count the campsites, we count individuals who are homeless, and we report that back to the state to let them know that we in our community do need funding and do need assistance to help those people get out of that situation.
My name is Tammy Hettinger, and I work with Ross County Community Action. I am the homeless prevention coordinator there. At Community Action, we have a housing stability program, which helps people that are in shelters to obtain housing of their own. We can help with first month's rent and deposit and do some case management and make sure that they are able to sustain their housing on their own. We have a new program starting in January. And also with the continuum of care, there is, Ross County is now part of Region 16, which includes Fayette County, Highland County, Clinton County, Ross, and Pickaway. And with Region 16, we are trying to come up with a coordinated intake plan that no matter what shelter in those 5 counties a person could go to, but they're going to get the same treatment and the same process, which would hopefully help in making sure the accurate numbers of homeless people. And we're going to be able to have better records and better data when we go to apply for grants and things. I think that by doing it that way, we're going to, in those 5 counties, every county will have the same assistance, the same grants, and I think that's going to better serve our communities.
Well, I'm glad they turned the light on so I can read what I have to do. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here. I know everybody here is interested in what we're talking about. I'm going to start out with, I think at the high school now, my friend Sharon Verhoff is here, she'll attest to this. Every class has to start with an icebreaker or a bell ringer okay, so I want to start with a bell ringer, even though I know I've already got your attention. Things that happen in Chillicothe schools that I don't think a lot of people realize, okay, and I'll read a couple of them to you. A mother loses her home after her husband's incarcerated. She loses everything in the eviction, including her children's clothing. A 5th grader lives with 9 other people in a 2-bedroom apartment, often misses school. Students had been told their entire life that upon turning 18 they would be on their own. A family with children lived in an abandoned garage until one of the children asked the teacher if they had an extra bed at home. We have great-grandmothers 70 and over raising several elementary children. Children left behind when parents leave town. One was left with an adult that the parents didn't even know. And this goes on and on and on. I think you get the point. I am the McKinney-Vento liaison, okay? And that's the homeless coordinator for the city schools. McKinney-Vento Act is a federal law that says every school district in the United States has to identify homeless children. Okay? We also have a grant, a McKinney-Vento grant, and we're able to do some things. Now, you say, well, how many homeless kids do you have? The number's going to seem a little inflated to you until I explain to you what McKinney-Vento claims are homeless. All right, our number is about 10% of our population, about 280. 90% of those are what we call doubled up. They live with someone else for economic reasons or whatever. We have no way of knowing how many of those children that live with someone else are in the custody of the people they live with, if you understand what I'm saying. But we still have to count them. We count temporary foster care children. We have several unaccompanied youth, high school students who have no parents, substandard housing, if you live in substandard housing, and also if you live in a place where it's not meant for habitation. Okay, with our grant that we have, there's only 24 school systems in the state that have it. That's out of 700 school systems and charter schools. So we're able to do some things, and some of the things we do is we buy school supplies, hygiene products, clothing. We send for medical and school records. We tutor. And one of the big things we do is transportation. The law says if you are displaced, if you have to leave your school because you're homeless and you move to another area, your home school has to arrange to get you back there. Now that's within reason. I mean, you can't live in Chillicothe and move to Columbus and we bus you every day. But within reason, we have to bring those people back. One of the most important things I feel we do is make referrals, okay? And when I go to these meetings, one of the things I always say is, of all the things I've asked for in 9 years, I've never been told no from any agency in Chillicothe. And I kind of stand on that because that's really important to these kids. All right, so now, finally, I want to re-emphasize, of the 280 kids on the list that I'm talking about, 90% are doubled up. Okay, we do have some of the problem. Now, maybe you have to remember, these federal laws are written for urban areas. So there's a lot of things in there about tutoring in the shelters and that kind of thing, and we don't have that problem. But one of the problems that we have, and it's a kind of a rural thing, is people take other people in. Sometimes it's because of tradition, sometimes it's for convenience, but most of the time in Ross County we found it's for economic reasons, okay? And I also would like to say that, because a lot of times people and I had touched on this earlier, they misconstrue what I'm saying. The custody part of it, we ignore at first. So if I get information that a child is living with another person, I put them on the list, and then I may find out later that that person has custody. But in ending, I'd like to say that I kind of reiterate, but I'm reiterating what everybody else has said, that we do have a problem. And in 9 years, I can say the problem is getting better. Thank you.
County region. Just like John said, Ross County is one of our biggest counties. At Sojourners, we have 3 programs for runaway and homeless youth. We have a transitional living program, which houses 18 to 21-year-olds who are homeless or runaway. We have a shared house right in MacArthur, but we also have host homes and apartments across the 7-county region. So for say, if a runaway or homeless youth came to us in Ross County, we could put them in a host home situation where they live with a family, or we could try to get them an apartment. We have a basic center program, which is our newest program. It's a program for runaway and homeless youth who are under 18, and it's to strengthen families and maybe keep them with their families if they can. And then there's a street outreach department. That's what I'm a part of. And we're literally out on the streets in a van. As you can see right here is our van, looking for youth who need help. And I can tell you right here in Ross County, it's one of our biggest counties. It's always one of our highest numbers of youth that we come in contact with, and they are out here on the streets. They do need services. I just have some numbers for you just to kind of show you what's going on the streets. Our TLP program has housed over 180 youth. When I say youth, I mean 18 to 21. And we've had 156 successful exits. Our basic center program, which like I said was for under 18, has had 37 youth sheltered in the past year alone. And then street outreach, we've had over 400 contacts. We've handed out over 800 food and hygiene packs, and we've had contact with 2,300 high school students in educational activities and awareness. We also do the Safe Place program, which comes here in Ross County. But like I said, we're out on the streets. We see them out there. We just wanted to bring some awareness to the topic, and that's basically all I have right now.
And I think, good old Matt, I think he's actually working currently. He's on a call right now. So thanks again for speaking, man. Good luck. Next up, next section of our event is my favorite part. This is the...
We heard from Jack,
and Dan from Daughters of Ruth, and they were talking about the need for donations. 40 families, 40 women, about 40 kids. That is 40 families that have been helped through Daughters of Ruth, through donations. It doesn't stop, because homelessness doesn't stop. They're now part of this community. They're a part of your family. They're out working, kids back in school. That is where your donations go. That's what helps. I'm not on the board of directors for Daughters of Ruth. I'm not on city council. Shoot, I'm not even a celebrity. But what I am is a former resident of Daughters of Ruth. And it will almost be a year. December 1st will be a year that we moved into our apartment. This is where your donations go. This is what your donations do. Please, please, $10 a month. The price of a can of coffee can mean so much to someone who has no home. So please, donate. Tell your friends. Help. As big of a county as Ross County is, and as big as Chillicothe is, there should not be one homeless person. There just shouldn't be. Basically, that's all I wanted to say. We have our home. We're back in school. Our life is the way that it should be. Praise the Lord. And that's happened for 40 other families so far. In less than a year, I might add. So please, please continue to help. And you want to make some good news? There's a lot of negative news out here all the time. Y'all want to make some good news? Donate, because that's the best positive news that you can make. Thank you.
John took on this as a project last year. Like he said, it was with a great deal of uncertainty, but went forth with a great deal of enthusiasm and really did two things. There are two things that really have come out of the last 2 years of effort. One is, again, confirming that we do have a serious and wide range homelessness problem in Ross County. But the other thing is that there's an enormous resource of people who have passion, who are trying to make things better. And if we keep on working together, and the evidence that folks are here, some of whom will spend the night experiencing what it means to go to sleep without a roof over your head. And by the way, I did that last year, and it was windy and it was cold, and it's going to be an experience for those of you who go through it for the first time tonight. But even that experience, when you wake up in the morning, most of us will still have some place to go home to. And that should make us even more grateful that we have a place to go through, but at the same time more committed to do everything we can to help those who aren't as fortunate right now as we are to have a place to call their own. And the other person I want to talk a little bit about Greg, because there's been a lot to talk about Greg. Greg, well, let me say it this way. A lot of folks at every organization, including Community Action, have a job, and some people have a passion, and some people have a purpose. And soon after Greg went to the shelter, it became very, very, very obvious that that became a part of his life, thing that he was committed to and wants to do his best every day to help folks in that shelter. And it's so good to have folks like Greg and like Tammy, who we have other homeless prevention programs that Tammy administers. And so if we had 85 employees in Community Action like these three, it would be a great place. Let me say it again. After this, I think we're going to have food in a few minutes. Is that right? We're going to have food in a few minutes, I think, up here in the shelter area. They're going to start the fire here before long in barrels around. And we really do hope that many of you, all of you, if you can, have brought something to sleep on, and that you'll spend the night, the rest of the night here in the park, experiencing what it means to go to bed without a roof over your head. Let me mention one more thing. Tammy Hedinger, another program that we started really recently, and it represents another passion, is that Tammy has started a program called Solace here in Ross County, focused on families who have lost a loved one related to some kind of drug-related reason, and families who have lost a son or a daughter or a husband or a wife or a child related to drug-related reasons. There'll be all kinds of programs through Solace, which is on Water Street, 203 Water Street. There's a building down there that you can provide counseling. That idea came from Tammy's gut. That was not an assignment from Community Action, but her seeing and feeling a need for having that kind of program in our county. And so the people who are here, I'm convinced, are here because you have passion and concern. And if we continue to work together and work hard together, the problem of homelessness becomes less and less, because those of us who are committed to make a difference are working together to make as great a difference as we possibly can. So again, I want to thank you for coming, and I think once the food gets here and all of that, you're on your own. At about sunrise in the morning, there'll be a breakfast, and I think John has some closing comments, but you'll find it to be really a good experience to stay here for the rest of the night, so I invite you to do that. Thank you again for coming in. Thank you again, John, for all of your hard work to make this happen.
Real quick, just to tack on a few more things here real quick. Following dinner, which I hope is here, I think. If not, I'm going to give Jim a call. And it will be over in the Big Lion shelter over here. And like I said, it's all free, so grab up, eat up. If you're hungry, eat a whole lot. That's what we're going for. Following, as soon as we get the screen set up, basically, hopefully, we are going to be viewing a documentary. And, well, first we're going to view a short film from Sojourners, which I'll have Matt introduce once that thing's ready to go. And
so that was One Night Without a Home 2012. We'll have more in-depth information. I'll be sharing the clips again on the JMC Live show for this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday we will be having a JMC Live show. That was on the 17th at 9 p.m. Eastern. This will be a pre-record, so it'll probably be posted after that show. But we'll be going into more details about what happened and my own personal experience about One Night Without a Home. One snippet that I want to share with you guys is I was able to talk to just about everybody that showed up. Not only just the social services and ministries and whatnot, but teenagers and kids and mothers and grandmothers and grandfathers and fathers and mothers and so on and so forth. And many of the, at least probably about 50 or so, there's over about 150 that stayed. Many were able to donate. Many were interested in sharing this information with their friends and family, co-workers, churches, so on and so forth. And it was quite eye-opening. One of the phrases that we learned in common was a lack of information. So we started sharing information, networking, so on and so forth, so then we could actually work together. As we say here at JMC Ministries, we are working together to fulfill the Great Commission. God bless and see you soon.